And we're back right here on Activated Mornings, right here on WFM 99.9. Remember to follow us on social media at WFM 99SVG on all of the platforms that are available to you. That's TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The WhatsApp number is 4579994. The number to call, 4579997. In studio, if you're just joining us, welcome, welcome, welcome. The time is now 9:13. We've got Mr. Kingsley the Freightos and yours truly, Christal. Take you up until 9:45 this morning. All right, so let's continue.
Nobody responses from persons who respond while you were doing those other assignments.
Yes. All right. So, what makes these people equally qualified to Ralph Gonsalves or to the position of Prime Minister? Is it because Kingsley is saying so? Let me take the call coming through. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Christal.
Good morning.
Ask Kingsley for me, please.
He's listening.
Which one the party make the ministers and them pensionable after 2 terms? And which one of them is want the voice to be pensioned to? That's all I got asked.
All right, thank you.
So, any your thoughts on the life expectancy of the National Insurance Services, and tell me if you have a plan beside what you are expected to get from the NIS, just in case it doesn't sustain itself. Should you start plan? Well, you have 15 more years. You should do that, just in case. Okay, you have to always remind yourself that everything is subject to mistake, and you never know what's going to take place. So, send your thoughts at 457-9994.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, Christal. Sorry to come back here. Give me just 2 seconds, please. Kingsley, now you said that the leader of the opposition is equal to the Prime Minister.
Equally
right?
qualified. Equally qualified.
Equally qualified. Yes, okay. Okay, sorry. Equally qualified. Good, right. But listen, I wouldn't give it to you, but if you think you're entitled to take it, go brave. But you know how I see that, Kingsley? 2 men, according to you, are equally qualified, right? One have demonstrated and portray his qualification to the whole world. The other one hug his in his bosom. And after that, both of them light their candle. One put a plain lampshade over his. The other one cover his with a cover made from galvanized. And expect you and I to assume how it's burning under there. I'm gone. Food for thought, my friend. Take care. Bye.
All right, thank you.
Wow. If I ever have a son, I'm going to call him Ralph Gonsalves. Yeah. My next child is going to be Ralph Gonsalves. He could do no wrong. Everything he do, people justify it. If I'm saying that Lauren Friday is equally qualified, I'm not saying anything derogatory about Ralph Gonsalves. All I'm saying to you that the person who is likely to be an Prime Minister have the academic qualification like Ralph Gonsalves, and is expected he will continue and even do better when he is given the chance to be Prime Minister. So the comparison with the last caller, I just threw it in the garbage bin and rubbish it, because you can't compare that, because here what happened. Ralph Gonsalves has been Prime Minister for the last 22.5 years. Lauren Friday is outside there waiting to replace him. And if Lauren Friday is as qualified as Ralph Gonsalves and he's not paying attention to what Gonsalves is doing, he will be a fool not to, because some things that Gonsalves do is working. He understands people, he knows what to tell them, how to tell them, and where to tell them, so they follow him and they defend him for all it was. Okay? Right.
He's asking you to answer the question.
The question that just came in there?
After 2 terms, that question there.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm trying to see if I can negotiate and research the answer because family marriage said I must speak and think that I did research. Okay, so I'm just leaving that right there. Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess we'll skip over that one. The other one, you will you will skip over it. The other one, that's for you to read off air.
No, it's language is bad.
No. I just think that
It's not really worthy.
no, it's not really worth it. It can be read, but I think that's for you and the comment.
Oh, it's too personalized. Okay, right.
Well, when you see it, you'll be able to decipher exactly.
Well, you probably wondering when Christians say what is it? Well, now I sit alongside about for the last couple of times. I'm doing what Mr. Weeks. I'm staying far away from her, so that is why I can't see.
Somebody tell you something or something?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, that's off air kind of business, and people don't need to hear that.
No.
Hello. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Pleasant morning.
Welcome.
Yes. Kingsley?
Morning, East Kingston. How you doing, girl?
Like you want your mood pep up, man. Want to the mood.
No, the mood is there now, but like you know, you have to be very careful what you say, how you say it. And
Oh Lord, I won't tell him you matter because like when
I'm
I
walking
tell
on
you
eggshells.
like
I'm walking on eggshells.
and here now on the eggshell, you are being monitored.
Yes, I'm walking on eggshells. Yes.
Kingsley, the last time we talked about NIS, right? I was listening and I wanna bet. I told the person Kingsley might only get one person calling. And it did happen.
Yes.
And that one person calling and they try to put you contrary.
Yes.
Because hey, no Kingsley, NIS is a serious issue.
Serious issue.
It entails black, white, yellow, green, everybody. Okay? Kingsley, I remember when NIS started, me and if you remember, the businessmen took to the street. That's a prominent businessman.
Yes.
Because I was a school child at that time and didn't really comprehend. I see this as something about 1% and this and that and that. Okay?
Yes.
Because the business people saw it as money coming from them. And they didn't see it as a social. They didn't see it as a social, whatever it is, for people to benefit.
Yes.
And that went from 1% and it keep climbing. And now I understand it had to be doubled. Yes, it started with a protest. The businessmen them were protesting in the street.
It may go to 10%, you never know.
Yeah, but Kingsley, if the people then come out and protest, it's legitimate, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's something to do with them. And Kingsley, when I heard the rumor that they say NIS in trouble, and if they do not do something in the next 24 months or whatever, it will fall. And I listen out. As you say, you were warned. And I heard the CEO, the head of whatever for NIS said, yes, that a reform is needed or XYZ.
Yes.
And the other day, when you're on the topic, somebody come and contradict you and tell you, but the Minister of Finance and you say such and such. You don't go by here, go by the post there in the house.
Yes.
The CEO, they right in the house there. He's storing the party, telling you what is happening. And it's serious. Then there's another thing saying if they continue so, only 60% of pensioners will get the pension. Kingsley, on to the next party. And what happened to them? You should be passionate with NIS because you was an advocate for the self-employed.
Exactly.
I remember you many times coming saying you're paying your NIS and this and that and what's not. So that will be a throwback for you, even you.
But
okay?
Yes, I was encouraged by Mrs. Anna. He was just to pay the NIS because when my father died
in 2008,
you were one? In 2008, I had some financial difficulties to take care of him. But I take my mother was my responsibility. I did prepare for that. But when my father died is when I found out the strain of not paying the NIS and not getting anything. He retired 2008 and he died at 2013. I had to take care of him between that time.
And you didn't want to repeat that?
I don't want that to happen to me.
To you,
I don't have any children to say, well, I could depend on them, you know. And I don't, you know what I mean? So I am worried. If you get one of the copy of the popular paper today, my friend, you will see it in the front page.
But Hannah, you have to be worried, Kingsley, because you were so passionate in it. You have to be. So when we talking here, we talking sense. And when you on this subject, and Edge teeth don't even call.
Yeah, I have to walk on eggshells. Yeah. I tell the man.
No, the edge teeth, man. The man is edge teeth. Why you don't call him for something by NIS? But the other time he's trying to rebuke you.
Yes.
NIS, we have to look at it.
Yes.
And then it's a mess that they created. Let them clean up the mess. But a lot of people going, because you have a double contribution, more money gonna have to come out of people pockets, and times so hard.
Exactly. Exactly.
We ain't talking politics now, we talking reality.
National development here, and people talking about you're playing politics. I ain't playing politics.
That ain't politics, got to do with us. Oh my God. You know much poor people on that?
When I use the Christian this morning, I was just pondering on the frequency assigned 99.9 to let people know where you're listening. Somebody
and you
called.
would not get nobody calling in on it.
Somebody called.
Where are they?
I gave them this information. Imagine.
Oh my God. I pray that things gonna work out for it. And Kingsley, if you never get a chance to prove yourself, you can never tell what the person have, right?
Yes.
Mr. Friday, he ain't got no chance. He haven't gotten the chance as yet to prove. And you know who would have been an excellent prime minister? And him Eustace.
And
you know that?
And Vince Beach would have been possibly a good one also. But Anna Eustace was more of a technocrat and a no-nonsense guy. And I think our country would have been better off if we did give him a chance to sit as prime minister for a period of time.
But Kingsley, before I end, here's something where used to mesmerize me. When Annie was in the ring, Mr. Eustace, sorry. You know, everybody his age, he too old.
Yeah.
He too old. What happened now?
No,
what happened now? And he was just a year and some months older than the prime minister.
Yeah,
but all the beating bong Eustace too old. What happened now?
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh?
Yeah. Well, plan to go into
oh my God. Kingsley, you keep fighting, and for your NIS, I hope things resolve, because it entails a lot of from the sanitation workers right up. You understand?
Yes. Yes.
And we have to see that but it really surprised me. But here's something. Anytime the Prime Minister used to go in and take money from NIS, he used to back it up by the reserve. He came out and he said NIS have so much and so much assets, so much and so much a thing. And they used to feel good because they have a backup.
When I hear about the reserve, I used to say, wow, I don't have to worry about it. I don't hear about the reserve anymore.
You don't have to, so where are they?
Yeah. I'm worried.
Oh my God. Kingsley, have a beautiful day.
Yeah, continue to walk on eggshells. Okay, all right.
Thank you very much.
4579997. Give us a call. Express your thought passionately, but with respect at your last call. Any responses there, Christal?
I'm an NDP supporter, and I don't think they're ready yet. Look at the talk show they have in.
How the talk show could you tell when the party is ready?
Look at the talk show they have in. Which one or which ones?
Well, yeah, we have one talk show and nice radio, the New Times program. Yeah.
I'm not too sure what that means. Good morning, Christal and Kingsley. Some people don't like when you talk the truth. I agree with you. Talk, man. Talk the things, man.
Yeah, but hey, what Christal? I on my way down, I thought about you when I was coming on this morning. In the sense that you have so much life ahead of you, and you have to put plans in place to prepare for your son. And I said to myself, Christian investment will be your son. And I hope that when you invest all your resources that you're working so hard for, and he have an education, he will probably remember and say, my mommy did that for me, so I have to put aside something to help my mom. But how much children could nurture that way? How much parents could nurture the children that way and say, I know that my child will not need me to suffer. I mean, it's like the NS is not there. They say it's 15 years, it goes struggle between now and the next 15 years. As the last caller said, it's a poor people who can't save a dollar, but depending on what the employer and the government is paying to the others, so you get the little thing. You know how it feels nice to go to the NS and you go and collect a check, and the check comes to your mail and you say, well, this is what I'm working for. I know I have two neighbors who listen to me now, retired police officer and retired teacher, who get that and they're so comfortable with what little they're getting, and they are at the age, Christian, that they live over the age expectancy, so they are reaping additional benefits more than what they pay. But that is because they live long. And that is why they invest the time and money to the National Insurance Services to see what they're getting today as a benefit. But how much of us could live to see the age? Because one time you're going to take retirement at 50 and lose 60%, go to 55 and lose 6% and get a little thing when you want done. But, oh Lord, is that an avenue? Is that an option this morning? Let me use the opportunity to say good morning to my friend who is listening, Papa Yankee and Baby George. It's good to know you guys are listening. I really appreciate you in my orders. Any responses, Christal?
Good morning, Christal Kingsley. Friday has not demonstrated that he could lead his flock. Early this week on the radio, he was asking for term limits on prime ministers. Where was he in 2009 when it was put in the referendum? Here's a follow-up.
Well, I agree that that proposal came to the referendum and when we have Conserve and the European offer to change the constitution. There are, like St. Kalika said, there were features in the 2029 referendum that would have benefited, and that one of them. But people voted from a wholesale standpoint, no or yes, and today we are paying the consequences of not voting for the referendum and exchange it because it would have time limit for prime ministers sitting and prime ministers in the future. But absolute power is something. All right, just point on that.
All right. Somebody says all over the world they have to look over they're looking over NIS as people are living longer.
Well, that is a responsibility for persons who ask us to give them a job as politicians. And I'm hoping, like I said earlier, that we get some answers from Minister of Finance, Kamala Gonsalves, Dr. Rav Gonsalves, which Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition. We need to see a non-partisan support in effort to make sure our NIS sustain itself throughout our lifetime and don't have us walking on shelves every day and wondering if we will live to see our benefits coming through or if the NIS would be around to pay us what we so desire to carry on our life after our retirement. It's just worrying. It's just worrying.
All right. Kingsley, you must understand that academically qualified and practically qualified go hand in hand. How do you compare the Prime Minister and the Honorable Godwin Friday in that respect?
Well, to answer that question, I will agree with that person that practical experience that Dr. Gonsalves is demonstrated on the job as Prime Minister, he is miles ahead of Dr. Friday because he is on the job and learn on the job and deliver on the job. Friday is waiting and hoping that he have a chance to deliver as Prime Minister, but that territory comes with experience. Where Gonsalves have the experience as being Prime Minister for the last 22 and a half years.
All right, another one. Good morning, Christal and Kingsley. Your Vinci Bajan here. Before I go, an observation, unrelated topic. At the public bathroom in Kingstown, staff is on the phone at the loudest. No soap for paying customers to wash their hands. Keep strong and safe as you raise matters of interest.
Well, Christal, you notice this?
What is that?
A piece of soap.
You just have a random piece of soap in your
No,
pocket?
I carry on a piece of soap in my pocket all the time. So I don't have, when I go to the washroom, I'm prepared to wash my hands with soap. So all I tell the person, soap a tree, buy a soap and cut it into an hour, keep piece in your pocket. Okay? I don't believe in hand sanitizer. I believe in washing your hands for 20 seconds.
That's
So,
interesting.
yeah. Anyway, you got to carry soap, especially like what? I'll the blue soap. Yeah.
Okay, let me read some more responses. This is what happens now. Ralph is in power and Eustace was trying to get into power. And Kingsley, you know to yourself, Friday, to never do a better job. Friday will never do a better job. Ralph is running, not Friday. I'm sure he will figure it out. He once said he don't know how workers get paid, right? Another one here. Kingsley keep talking about giving another chance. Giving others a chance. Is that the way government works? Give a chance. I thought you had to earn it. You can. How can they be equal? Ralph has convinced the people for 25 years to let him run the country, and him on Friday has not been able to do. has not been able to. All right, let me continue. Does Kingsley believe that qualifications and experience alone make a good leader? All right, let's continue again. Another one. Good day. I would like to believe that Kingsley means good when he speaks about his topics. Okay. I'll continue that after. Eustace is not a people person. Taking you back to New York. Mr. Eustace came here and refused to answer questions.
Yeah, he asked for it where? I have a plan like Rav, ask Rav. Yeah, he was supposed a little bit different, but that doesn't mean that he was not a wonderful politician. With a difference.
This person says he even tried to embarrass me when I was asking him about his economic degrees. And no need someone like him.
Yeah, but that person happened on that because he asked Anna Eustace a question. When last he went back to the refresher course and being an economist, and because Rav Gonsalve, Anna Eustace respond to robustly, he has a beef for Anna Eustace. I don't have a beef for Anna Eustace. I admire Anna Eustace as a technocrat. I think that he was a good politician alongside being a technocrat. People need a robust kind of a this thing like what Gonsalve does and do generally as a politician, and we get carried away with that. So we don't want a kind of gentle motto. We don't want to say thank God it's Friday. We just want to continue with Ralph Gonsalve for 22 years. That's all people want to do.
All right, another one. Good morning. I think the two are equally qualified as well. The current PM is there for a long period of time, but if given the chance, Dr. Friday would have gained tremendous experience if given the chance. They are both lawyers and knowledgeable.
But of course, and that is all I was saying. That is all I was saying to Noel Jackson, that based on academically qualified, Friday is equal with Ralph Gonsalve. Just like Jomo Thomas is equal with Kamala Gonsalve. I'll do the research and I'll go see that everything Jomo is qualifying, Kamala is the same. Okay? So it's not from a political standpoint, I was speaking just the academic qualification. So if Ralph Gonsalve is doing so good, wow, you could just imagine what Freddie will do when he's given a chance with the same qualification that Ralph Gonsalve has. Okay? So expect nothing but the best when 2025 come around. Okay? Yeah, that change is going to be real and in your face because Freddie has the ability to become one of the best prime ministers in this country. When the people decide to give him that chance in 2025, and then we will do some comparison.
Or if.
Well, Christians say, or if they do. Well, it's either two. They will or they may not. And let's hope that they do what is in the best interest for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Because somebody have to lead St. Vincent and the Grenadines when Ralph Gonsalve decide to retire. It's either Dr. Friday, Kamala Gonsalve, or I could go any further than that. I can't think about anybody who's in active politics today who really. What are they going to tell me?
That's sad.
More than sad. What are they going to tell me? Senator Peters, she had to push down Cummings first before she get into Parliament.
You completely skipped over Saboto.
No, Saboto is no way being considered for that. If you
That's
really,
not the point. I thought that you were speaking about people who you see as leaders, not people who you think will or won't.
well,
Because they don't have a chance.
well, I tell you, Christal, before Kamala was parachuted into politics by Ralph Gonsalve and into the West St. George constituency, the throne was apparently to Saboto Caesar. When Gonsalve did what he did, Saboto took a back seat and stopped showing interest. So if he stops showing interest, why we should be advocating for somebody who stops showing interest because they want to make room for Kamala Gonsalve replaces his father, Ralph Gonsalve. No, that's what Saboto Caesar have to bend over backward and continue to work to impress the electorate that he has the ability to lead civics and Ukrainians. And let me face facts. Okay, go ahead.
Good morning.
Hey, morning, Crystal. Again.
Good morning.
And morning.
Morning, sir.
I'm listening to the discussion, and I'm hearing some narratives and talking points. Oh, thrown and parachuted and this and that and so forth. And the word thrown is being used. THRONE. I think when we use those type of words and offer that kind of characterization, we completely mislead people, because ultimately someone who's going on a throne, as given in the context of royalty,
I will say some blackfish for you.
Are people who are appointed to positions that comes down hereditarily, right? So Prince Charles, for example, acceded to the throne after the death of Queen Elizabeth. But if my memory serves me right, Camilo Gonzalez was elected by the people of Eastern George.
Eastern George.
Eastern George. So I don't know where the idea or the comparison or the talking point of a throne or parachute it comes from. It's amazing. It's amazing that Kingsley and others who talk about Camilo's quote-unquote safe seat. Do you think Dr. Friday would have won had he put him in any other seat but nothing better than isn't that a safe seat? Wasn't the parachute to the top to a safe seat in the Northern Melody?
I would say yes.
Okay. So why is there this type of biased talking point about Minister Gonzalez and others when you have individuals who are given seats or put in seats that are safe, and the only reason Dr. Godwin Friday could be able to aspire to be the leader of the NDP and possibly the leader of the Minister is because he has a safe seat. So let's not. I mean, I know it makes for good talking points and for exciting radio, but let's look at the thing on its merit. So we talk about qualification, and you talk about we compare, for example, Jomo and Camilo or Dr. Fried and Dr. Gonzalez. And no, they're not. They may have similar training, but to use the fact that they're trained in similar fields to say that they're similarly qualified or whatever, or that as a result of similar training, for example, like Dr. Gonzalez and you compare, yes, they both have PhDs. Dr. Gonzalez is also a practicing lawyer. But Dr. Gonzalez's PhD is not in law, like Dr. Friday. But outside of that, let's look at the fact that Dr. Gonzalez did professorial work. Let's look at the fact that Dr. Gonzalez has been, Kingsley, a political activist, not just in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but in the region, addressing the social and other issues of the ordinary people. Does Dr. Friday have that on his resume? Anywhere at all? Is he familiar? Dr. Gonzalez could tell you that he contested every election since independence. Can Dr. Friday talk about that? So if we're talking about leadership and the preparation for leadership, the fact that before Dr. Gonzalez became Prime Minister, the entire country knew what his plans were if he became leader. And it's not just, oh, don't vote them because they're wicked and the evil and so forth, but there were concrete plans. We knew what the ULP was going to do had it been elected into office. So it wasn't about giving, James Mitchell, it's too long, so let me give somebody a chance. You know, it's amazing. In 1984, the NDP's campaign was on time for change. Enough is enough, time for change. One election after independence, they thought it was change. And they're coming back years later, and that's all they can offer. Time for a change. Not, here are my plans. This is what how we're going to build a different dimension. This is how we're going to improve what the US has done. No, time for change. 30 years later, that is all they could come up with. A slogan they used in 1984. Time for change. Change to what? So Kingsley, I mean, I know your heartstrings pull within the Democratic Party, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. And there are other people like you. And there are people whose heartstrings pull for the USP. But if you're looking at the issues of leadership and the preparation of leadership, simply because you said Dr. Friday has a PhD and he's leading the NDP, we're not even sure, Kingsley, and you don't discuss this, but is he the best leader for the NDP? Is he the best possible leader for the NDP?
At the moment,
And
yes.
the NDP, based on what? Based on his PhD?
Based because he equally qualified as well, Gonzalez.
No, that's the point. That is not true. That is not true. They may have similar qualification, academic qualifications. But when you look at the term most suitably qualified, when you take everything, the preparation, the experience and so forth, he is nowhere close to the qualification of anybody, as a matter of fact, on the government side. You know why? Because he has zero experience in government. When somebody tells you that I want a manager for a bank or I want a manager for business, and they must have 5 years in a managerial position.
Yes.
The fact that you've been working for 5 years or 10 years don't mean and does not give you 5 years experience in a managerial position. And that's what they want. They want someone with managerial experience who has functioned in a managerial position to take their company forward. St. Vincent and the Grenadines want someone with government experience who has functioned as part of the executive of the government. And nobody has that.
And the fingers point straight at Canada Gonzalez because he's getting
nobody. No, actually, you have many individuals on the government side. All of them are functioning in the cabinet and have government experience. All of them, because they're part of the executive. So all of them are more qualified than Dr. Friday because as it comes to government experience as part of the executive branch of government, Dr. Friday has 0 years of experience. 0. You talk about Carlos and Brewster, who came in as executive members, ministers in 2020. They have more years than Dr. Friday in experience in government. So they were qualified than Dr. Friday in that regard. Have a good Friday.
Have a nice day, Sir Marshall. Yeah, well, it's time for school. I see you had a smile on your face a while ago. You had a voice, don't you, were listening to?
Yes, 29 seconds. You want me to play it?
Yeah.
Good morning, Christal. Good morning, Kingsley. Kingsley, don't let them people distract you, man. I want to hear about the NIS. Continue to talk about it. Because I used to contribute to the NIS.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like to hear what's going on with the NIS.
Yeah.
Don't make them people distract you and turn it into a political NDP leave at you.
Okay.
In the long run, it's going to be all of us problem. So continue to talk about it, man.
Yeah, well, that would definitely be my last call or post to send WhatsApp. Thank you for your support. Oh, I have a national interest because I am paying my NS and I want when I reach older, I can meet Christal. I say, Christal, remember me? And she could say, hey, hold on, little change in your pocket because you ain't getting from me NS. Oh Lord, I just hope that happened to me. Christal, I actually had fun. It's good to see Sian is listening. Sian and your friend in East Kingston who called this morning, I think she'll be laughing all the way to the shop today when she hear your voice. I want to thank all those persons who actually listened and didn't call, those persons who send their WhatsApp and their messages. We're glad that you're listening. Take the NIS situation seriously. Buy a copy of one of the most popular newspapers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Pond on the World News, and you will see stories, several stories related to the writings. And hello, take it for what it's worth. Read it. Consider what is said and what is not said. And you will come to the conclusion that you have to pay close interest to the National Insurance Service. I'll have a great weekend. See you on Tuesday morning. And I am going to get my car washed.